Ming Hua is what you call chaos in motion. Born without arms, she relies entirely on waterbending for combat, kind of like how Toph uses earthbending to see. Kuvira, on the other hand, is one of the most disciplined earthbenders we've ever seen, and possibly the greatest metalbender in the entire franchise. She's intense, precise, and firmly believes she's the one who can restore order, even if it means taking control. Now, a lot of fans think this battle is heavily one-sided. Some think Kuvira would lock this fight down in seconds. Others are convinced Ming Hua is too unpredictable to catch. But me? I think this might be one of the most even matchups the franchise has ever given us. No matter what side you're on, one thing's for sure. You're gonna come out of this knowing more than you did going in. So let's break it down. For this battle, we're dropping them right in the heart of Republic City. Water mains are bursting and metals everywhere. Ming Hua's got fountains and canals to power her water arms, while Kuvira's surrounded by enough metal to fling like nobody's business. No prep time, just a straight-up brawl. Win by knockout or incapacitation. To compare Ming Hua and Kuvira, we've got to look at more than just what element they bend. We're talking bending ability, raw strength, and how they actually fight in a real brawl. Ming Hua's a wild waterbender with no arms, and Kuvira's a cold-blooded metalbender with the precision of a sniper. But the way they move, strike, and dominate is completely different. When we talk about speed, there's a few key things to look at. How fast they move across the battlefield. Reactions, how quickly they respond when something's coming at them. Combat speed, how fast they strike, dodge, or reposition in the middle of a fight. Mobility and adaptability, how well they stay quick even in total chaos. Let's go one by one. Ming Hua's entire bending style is built around movement, unpredictability, and sharp reactions. Since she doesn't have arms, her whole combat strategy was shaped by the need to move faster than anyone else just to keep up. Only she didn't just keep up, she went beyond. She treats those water arms like real limbs, swinging, grappling, even flinging herself across the battlefield. This gives her a wild movement style that makes her almost impossible to track. And you've seen her in the Red Lotus prison break, right? She's avoiding attacks with insane reflexes. She held her own against skilled benders like Desna and Eska, slipping past their strikes and freezing them in ice before they even realized what was happening. Against Kaya, she dodges and strikes back in the same motion. Her whole offensive style is non-stop pressure. She can form multiple arms and have them attacking simultaneously from different directions. But what really makes her stand out is how adaptive her speed is. Unlike most fighters, she doesn't need solid ground. As long as there's water, even in small amounts, she can move at full speed without terrain slowing her down. Kuvira, on the other hand, is fast, but in a more controlled and deliberate way. Her movement is clean, sharp, and efficient. She doesn't waste time or energy. She can dash across short distances, shift position quickly, and keep pressure on her opponents. During her fight with Korra, she's constantly shifting position to maintain pressure. And in the fight with Su Yin, she transitions between offense and defense smoothly while keeping her stance strong. But her movement is still grounded. She doesn't swing across the field or make wide-angle shifts like Ming Hua. That said, Kuvira is super reactive. She reads her opponents fast and counters almost instantly. She's great at sensing incoming strikes and pulling metal into place fast enough to block or parry. But here's the thing. She rarely dodges with her body. Instead, she intercepts attacks with bending. That's solid reaction planning, not necessarily raw reflex. Her attacks hit fast, especially those metal strips. They snap into place in a blink. But again, the speed is coming from the metal, not her movement. She's not bouncing around constantly. She's locking down the space and boxing you in. So when you break it all down, Ming Hua's speed just operates at a different level. She can move across, above, and around the battlefield. Kuvira mostly blocks or counters from her current spot. Ming overwhelms with attacks from multiple angles. Kuvira keeps a tight frontal style. In a neutral zone like Republic City, I think Ming Hua sets the pace without much effort. The environment might be flat, but she doesn't need height. She just needs water. I'm giving the edge to Ming Hua. But don't get it twisted. Kuvira isn't far behind. She's just fast in a very different way. When it comes to raw power, and I mean real brute strength, Kuvira easily takes the crown. She's not just any metal bender, she's the best of her generation. She's shown total control over metal, scaling terrain, climbing surfaces, and fighting with crazy speed and precision. Her accuracy is next level. She can take down dozens of opponents at once, wrapping up their arms, blinding them, and tossing them aside without breaking a sweat. Now, Ming Hua's no slouch either. Her octopus arm technique is wild, super creative, super flexible. But her power is more about finesse. She hits you from weird angles. She doesn't smash through walls. Kuvira does. She rebuilds the battlefield in real time, and her impact is massive. So when we ask who's more powerful physically, the answer's pretty clear. Kuvira bends massive amounts of metal fast, aggressively, and without hesitation. She's both an elite metal bender and a top-tier earth bender, giving her two heavy-hitting disciplines to work with. Her hits land hard. You don't just see them, you feel them. Ming Hua's got the style and speed. But raw force? Kuvira's in a league of her own. No water whip or octopus arm combo is hitting like that. Not even close. Physically, Kuvira can handle hard impacts. Think back to her final battle with Korra in Book 4. She got slammed, crashed from a collapsing mech suit, and still kept fighting. Her military training definitely toughened her up for long, brutal fights. She's been through extended battles without showing much fatigue until the very end. So when it comes to pure physical durability, Kuvira's a wall. She can take a beating and stay on her feet. Ming Hua, on the other hand, isn't built to absorb big hits. She's built to avoid them. She's a waterbender without arms, which means getting hit could be way more dangerous for her than it would be for someone like Kuvira. That's why her whole style is built around staying untouchable. But if we're strictly talking about who can take more damage, yeah, Kuvira takes that round. Ming Hua's durability isn't weak, but her survival depends more on not getting hit in the first place than on tanking hits. So, who actually thinks more critically in battle? I'd say Kuvira takes this one again. She's not just a fighter, she's a commander. That military background shows in everything she does. She's incredibly calculated in battle and always enters with a plan. She studies her opponent, spots the weakness, and strikes with precision. She doesn't waste motion, doesn't get reckless, and when things go sideways, she adjusts fast. Take her fight with Suyin Beifong, someone who arguably taught her everything. Kuvira doesn't just overpower her, she outsmarts her with clean counters, sharp angles, and surprise moves that show just how tactical she really is. Ming Hua, though, is the total opposite. She's a pure improviser. She doesn't follow a military blueprint. Her whole style is about adapting in real time, and she's also incredibly smart about redirecting energy. When Kaya blasted her off the balcony with a massive wave, she absorbed the water and came back even stronger. That's the kind of sharp thinking that defines her style, using everything around her instantly. One of her wildest moments during the Northern Air Temple fight was when she used water on the floor to pull off 3 moves in seconds. From a water spout, she transitioned into a water slide, then shifted one arm into an ice spear. That's combat intelligence in motion. Well, Ming Hua plays the short game, but she plays it brilliantly. She strikes fast, hard, and from the most unexpected directions. Her strategy is all about chaos and disorientation. She doesn't need to control the battlefield. She just needs to keep you off balance. Kuvira, on the other hand, plays the long game. Conserve energy, use the environment, cut off movement, and target weak spots. That's what makes her so dangerous. She's patient, steady, and never rushes. So for intelligence and strategy, Kuvira wins when it comes to structured combat thinking. She knows how to lead, analyze, and break down a fight piece by piece. She creates order in the chaos. With everything we've looked at, I'm giving the win to Kuvira. Her durability, discipline, and strategic thinking give her the edge, even against someone as fast as Ming Hua. I mean, there's no amount of ice Ming could throw that Kuvira wouldn't find a way to counter. But hey, what do you think? Does Kuvira shut her down, or does Ming Hua outmaneuver her in the end? Drop your take in the comments, and if you're into Avatar battles like this, check out the other videos on the channel. You don't want to miss them. Until next time, stay geeky.